My name's Louis. I have multiple business, all online, and I needed a protection dog because I'm aware that the things that I have are things that I need to look after and that there are threats out there to stop that from being the case. I was willing to invest in that for the safety of the family and the missus, and yeah, that's why I reached out to Trident.
A little bit of a different one today. We're on the way to Gloucester, not flying anywhere today. Going for Max's Handover, the Giant Schnauzer. Lewis contacted us via Instagram, said that he felt that he needed a family protection dog. He's got some nice cars, nice house, some businesses, seems to do very well for himself. So we went down to see him. We took a few different dogs. We took Dobermans, German Shepherds, we took some Schnauzers. We got to see all of them, and they decided on Max. So the last couple of months we've been training Max specifically for them, and then today's going to be the handover process. So we're going to go down, we're going to just do some bonding techniques, we're going to introduce Max to their other dogs, the children, things like that. We've already been a couple of times back and forth with Max to the family's home during this training to get them all involved. So now it's just going to be a full day spent with them, going over all the techniques, do some obedience, show him what he can do, get them guys handling him. Then we'll leave them for a couple of weeks, let Max just settle in and bond, and then we'll come back and we'll start the protection phase. But for now it's just a couple of weeks just bonding, integrating him into the family, and just loving him and just playing about with him and treating him as one of the family pets.
So I found Trident on Instagram, and as usual, just looked through videos, photos and stuff like that. I like the look of the dogs. I've always been into Giant Schnauzers as opposed to like the German Shepherd route. So I reached out and yeah, we just started chatting from there. So initially Ash came down, brought a pup that we were looking at, which was a Rottweiler. That was kind of what we wanted initially. And we went through the different options. He actually brought Max with them as well as another couple German Shepherds. We then came up with the idea that probably Max was going to be the best option for us as a family. We looked at the way that we live, the way that we spend our time, and what would suit the family best. And Max suited us better than waiting 12 months and the risks that occur with doing that for the puppy that we were talking about. So yeah, we went ahead with Max, and that's where the process really began. The process really started with a 50% deposit that I paid, and then the process began and the training started to get more tailored to us as a family, what we do with our time and how it's all going to work. So the guys came down every couple of weeks, went for walks, got a little bit more used to the dog. Obviously as well, when you part with the money, you want to kind of see right away what's going to happen. So it was good in the fact that the guys came down every couple of weeks, got to see Max, see what it was really like, and yeah, that's the process from there really. So yeah, the handover today has gone really well. The whole family's got used to Max over the last few hours. So we've had my daughter Indy out here and my partner Lauren walking Max around with the pushchair and stuff like that, just to get used to everything. Obviously it's the first proper handover that we've done with a dog like this, and we're aware that he's not just a protection dog. We want him to be a pet as well and be part of the family. So that's been a key focus for me. And yeah, we're really happy with how it's gone. We've had communication up to today, answered any questions that I've had, which have been probably quite excessive on my side.
When you come to a stop at anywhere, the roadside, or you want to stop and speak to someone, I'd just pop him in a sit the first thing. So I'd just come to Max, sit, because what happens is in dog training, to get the required results, everything's about repetition. The more times we do it, the more natural it becomes to the dog. So if I train the dog now, so let's say now we're going to do a 5-minute training session, say, and I'm going to train him that every time he comes to that metal line there, he has to sit. Now, the first few times I'm going to take him up, sit, finish, good boy.
So when you say finish,
yeah,
that basically means his work. Like,
yeah, that work's done. Yeah. But did you see that? I didn't even have to tell him sit then. Yeah. He just came to the line and just sat, because what that does is he's been conditioned to every time we stop, come to a sit. So if the more you do it for him, he'll just sit next to you then, and that's perfect for you, because what I don't want you to do is, a lot of people have the dog the dog's in a stand, yeah, and you're with the pushchair and you're talking to someone and the dog's pulling you around there and pulling you around there, and you're just trying to engage with someone and you're like, hey, yeah, but really you're not concentrating on what they're saying because you're worried about the dog. So if he just naturally, every time we stop, just comes to a sit, you don't even have to, yeah, blah, 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 blah. You know what the dog's doing. You can even drop the lead, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Carry on. Yeah, good boy, close. And then you just walk off. And then you ain't got to panic about the dog then. He doesn't become a hindrance. He starts getting a little bit ahead. I can just know. Good boy. Good. And then when I come to a stop, sit. And I just do that every time I stop, and all he'll learn is the wheels on that stop, my bum touches the floor. He'll come in the house and he'll act like a pet, and you'll love him like a pet, and you'll stroke him and fuss him and everything. And in the back of your mind, you'll start thinking, oh, I don't know if he's a bit soft. But he's not, don't worry. Like, we'll come back, we'll do some protection, and then you'll be like, oh yeah, okay, this is real. I just wait. And he doesn't jump out until I tell him to. No. Finish. Good boy.
It.
There we go, stop the lead in, close the door. Nice.
Wait. Finish. And yeah, handover's gone well. Answered all the questions today that we've gone through getting him in the boot, walking him, all these different things, and how to treat him in the house and stuff for the next few weeks until Ash comes back down and we move on further with the training. I can only speak on my own behalf, but the service for me has been brilliant. I think the dogs have been priced very fairly for what you're getting in terms of the level of care and attention that the dogs have received, and the way that they're trained, how they're specifically trained to do what I need them to do in terms of protecting the house and the cars and the family. I'd be recommending Trident to everyone in my circle that are in similar positions to me, that have kind of assets that we want to look after. And I recommend others that if you're looking for a protection dog, there's no reason I wouldn't go to Trident. They'd be who I would recommend.
Yep, unclip the lead. Max, close. Max, sit. Close. So everything's under control, and he's just in a different frame of mind.
So the main thing for me is the aftercare. I don't want to be left with a dog that I'm not fully aware of everything he can do and how he can do it. I'm aware that we've done a handover, we've got used to the dog, we understand the dog, we know how to look after and care for the dog, but we're not aware on every other aspect. That's why I'm glad that Trident offers several other catch-ups, and they come over, do training, teach us other things that Max can do. And for me, the aftercare is probably more important than that initial service that I received after making payment. So I'm looking forward to that further training from them going forward, and just nailing down what Max can really do and how he can look after us as a family. So when we selected Max and we made up our mind that Max was the dog we wanted, there were several updates. We had videos every couple of days of him doing different training stuff, pictures of him after he'd been groomed, all these different things that kind of built that connection with Max before we'd even received the dog. So that was a key part of the service prior to actually receiving him. Again, almost as important as the aftercare going forward.